spent a few hours here, but you can call me Span. How are you? How are you? No, too bright. How are you? Just my hair is so faded. Anyway, how are you? How are you? I thought it was time for us to do a bit of a check-in and chat. I'm in the car. My mum is at an appointment in the building over there, and I'm just waiting in the car park because that's easier than trying to drive somewhere else and then come back and pick her up later. I just thought I would wait. So how are you? What is that accent I'm doing? I just had my tripod out, and I was trying to film with a little tripod somewhere, but I have you by hand instead, because it was too tall to sit on the dashboard and it was too awkward to hold, so unfortunately this will just be a little handheld thing. So what have I been up to? I was going through a bit of a mental break. It happens often. I was just a bit upset and a bit not really sure what I'm doing with my life, and just trying to plan, trying to make plans. And so I did. I made a plan. So my new plan is that I'm going to live at the apartment with my sister. I'm gonna live there. And yeah, that's gonna be my home base. I'm trying to get all of my belongings into one spot, so I'm not half between my sisters, half between my parents, and sometimes my boyfriends. I'm just gonna have one resident, one house of residence, which I'm gonna recommit to that being at the apartment in Canberra, and I'm gonna try not to worry too much about the traffic because I've been doing videos there before which have been fine, and I can hear my watch ticking, I can hear it ticking, and it's annoying me. I'm just gonna stop, take off my watch, which is glorious. It's a beautiful watch, I love it, but it is ticking very loudly, and that drives me a little bit mental. So I'm just gonna do that now, and then I will come back. Okay, one second. I've now taken my watch off and hidden it into the depths of my handbag, my backpack, but the depths of my backpack, they're in the depths of my backpack, so never to be seen again. So I shouldn't be able to hear the ticking, but I know that it's safe in my backpack. Now what was I saying? Oh, that's right, I'm going to recommit to living in the apartment in the city, and I know that it's noisier, and I do apologise, but I am going to film more, and film more in the apartment. We will probably get a few walk and talk videos with this microphone, so hopefully it's working. The last couple of times it hasn't worked, but it's also been really windy the last couple of times. The first time it wasn't plugged in properly, and that's on me. Second time it was windy. There's nothing I can do about that. But it was so windy I couldn't use it because the sound was just too whooshing. So that's where I'm at. I'm moving into the house I'm already in, where my bed is, where I've got a nice setup where I can really control my environment. I've got my noise cancelling headphones for when the noise gets too much for my autism, and the neighbours just trigger me and I am having meltdowns and stuff. That's mostly from sound, so I do have my noise cancelling headphones, which I can just completely or almost completely ignore the rest of the world when they're in, which is lovely. And you can play music through them, which my therapist has actually told me is a really good thing, because I always thought, oh, maybe it's too influential, but that's actually good. It's actually good if I'm in a bad mood to put on some influential mood feelings and get out of the slump if I can. That's actually not a bad thing. And singing along, singing, activating your I don't know, vocal cords, whatever that is, actually helps lower the nervous system. So my nervous system is heightened. It's like in this constant state of panic, of heightened activity. It's like chronically fight or flight mode. But that's where I'm at. That's what I'm used to. And I've got to get that lower. I got to parachute down. These are things that I'm learning about. Gosh, it's so faded. This was all such nice colours. Now the only colour we have is this purple, and it's just like I've got grey hair with a patch of purple. But that's okay. Just swapping hands. So the other thing that I want to check in with you about is because my mental health's been a bit shaky, and my autism symptoms have been really hard to manage, and I've just been a bit all over the shop recently. It was my birthday and I ate a lot of sugar, and then I decided I need to do a health kick. I need to exercise. I need to get my physical self a little bit healthier. So I'm going to recommit not only to the apartment but to a diet, a lifestyle, a more healthy way of living that I used to do a few years ago, called paleo, basically paleo. So now my Instagram is paleo basically, because I had basically paleo, but now it's taken by somebody else, so I have to be paleo basically. So what I'm going to do is I was thinking about doing the carnivore diet, but that's a bit too much because I need to hide my meat behind avocado. So I'm going to be doing really low carb paleo, basic meats, green veggies, that sort of thing. What is this? I hope that's not a skin cancer. It's sore and raised and dark. Might get someone to have a look at that at some point. Anyway, so I'm gonna be only eating meat and green veg basically, because root vegetables are higher in carbohydrates. So if you've heard of keto diet, it's basically switching your body from burning carbohydrates to burning fat. So my body, when you feed it carbohydrates, it's like, yes, great, easy, I'll burn those carbohydrates up. But if you eat less carbohydrates, it gets less chance to do that. So it wants to eat up all the fat, so it'll eat up all the fat that you provide it, but then it will move on to the stored fat, which makes you overall more healthy and does help with weight loss. So I'm excited for that. But I'm keen to try and at least, I was going to do carnivore for 6 weeks, but I think I'm just going to do paleo forever. I'm trying to, it's kind of like an elimination diet where I take out all of the foods that inflame me and hurt me, which is like soy, dairy, gluten. I'm never eating gluten again. That stuff makes me vomit. And the other things that I'm allergic to are additives in processed foods. So if I just don't eat any processed foods, I can't poison myself with those additives. So I'm going to try and eat the least processed foods I can and the most fats and proteins that I can, and not many carbohydrates. That's my plan. I'm not one to put butter in my I'm not really one to put butter in my coffee or anything like that. So I'm going to do low carb keto paleo diet with no or very minimal dairy. So I might have cheese every now and then, but I'm not gonna like overdose on butter in my coffee or cooking with butter or stuff like that. I can still use olive oil for that. That's fine. Not a problem. Oh, and the other thing that I'm doing, the other life choice that I'm making is intermittent fasting, but I'm not doing extreme, like I'm not going to do 24 hours fasting or anything like that. I'm just going to do the daily fast where you eat between, so you've got 16 hours of fast and then 8 hours, however many hours is in, how dirty my fingers are. What is that? The life of being an artist. Yeah, so I'm going to do daily intermittent fasting. I've got a little app on my phone where I can track, I can go start fast when I finish eating for the day, and then end fast when I start my eating window. And remembering to do that is a bit tricky, but I'm getting there. And you can always go in and edit the time if you forget. If it's like 3 hours after dinner and you're like, oh, I've got to activate that app, you can go back and put in when you stopped eating, so that you can track that. So that's for food, but as for fitness, for getting fit and stronger, I really need to work on this. I'm a lot weaker than I used to be, and I just feel worse off within myself. So I'm going to, excuse me one moment, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the gym at my boyfriend's house. His apartment complex, Christian's apartment, has a little gym complex in it. Oh, the sun's out, guns out. It's very cold today. I'm considering putting my big jacket back on. I'm wearing a sleeveless top because it's washing day, and all of my normal tops are actually wet. Well, not wet anymore. They were wet, and then I dried them and put them in the what do you call that bag, put it in my suitcase to come to Canberra, because I've been at the Shouse for at least a week or so, for my mum's birthday, and while my dad was at the snow, I stayed with my mum. Yeah, so I'm recommitting to living at the Shouse. I'm recommitting to paleo diet and intermittent fasting, and I'm hoping to commit to exercise. So at the moment I've got my Fitbit. I've got my Fitbit here. It's got such a cool, little bit gay band. Love it. So I've got that, and it's been logging my steps for quite some time, and my current goal is 8,000 steps because I get very tired very quickly. So with 8,000 steps, I can usually get that in a day. I've gotten it the last 3 weeks. So I'm pretty happy with that. So the normal goal that it helps you set is 10, but I could never reach 10, so I had to lower my goal a little bit. So I'm hoping to get 8,000 steps every day, but also go to the gym when I can. Go to the gym at my boyfriend's house when I can. So I'm hoping to introduce a few more exercises like squats and stuff. But I do have an exercise bike at home at the apartment, so maybe I will use that. Hopefully I will use that. For like, if I do that for like an hour a day as well as getting my 8,000 steps, that should be enough, even less. You could even do it for half an hour a day maybe, and then go to the gym sometimes. But anyway, I'm gonna recommit to fitness, recommit to my diet, and recommit to my diet, my fitness, and my there were 3 things. There's my paleo diet, intermittent fasting, getting my steps, and whatever I talked about in the first... Oh, living situation. Sorry. Recommit to living in the apartment, to having one solid home base. Thank you, therapy. Therapy's let me know that that's something that I might actually really like, is having one solid home base that I can sort of control the environment in, where it's my space. I'm really looking forward to that, actually. Oh, the sunshine, it's so nice. clouds. It's already clouding. It's already clouding over. The clouds are moving very quickly this morning. Sunshine on the window makes me happy, like I should be outside all around me. There are people watching me film this as they walk past, and they always give me a double take. They're like, what is she doing? But that's the confidence I'm building as a YouTuber and ASMR artist. Yeah, so along with all of these big long life changes that I've just been talking about, of diet, exercise and living situation, I'm also hoping to recommit to this channel as a job. So I want to, I don't have an actual like 9 to 5 or anything. I don't have a job because I'm autistic. I have a lot of trouble holding down a job, and I get very anxious about it. But I think a lot of that is the effort of social interaction and the strictness of the routine. So I'm having to go to, I'm concerned about this. I'll ask my doctor about that. Yeah, so I have a lot of trouble holding down a job, and I've considered, because I'm doing so much better now than I have been in the last few years. This is actually peak span. Like I've never been this good before in my life, and I'm still. Yeah. So because I'm doing so well, I had been considering getting a small job, like maybe at a bookshop or a library, but then I get this overwhelming dread from having to interact with people every day. But maybe if some archaeology job comes up, I might consider doing a little bit of that again. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm really keen on this. I really enjoy doing these videos for you. And I think the sense of community that has grown through Spantopia Rosé and ASMR, because of you, is something that's really fulfilling for me. And I'm thinking about doing a video about why I do ASMR and why I want to do more ASMR, because it's not just for you. It is a little bit for me as well, because I enjoy the process of making the videos. I think it's very pro me, like it makes me like myself a little bit, because when I first started filming, I was doing booktube, and I hated my voice, and it really took me a long time to get used to who I am, and I think it's really helped build my confidence as well. And I think this communication, this form of socializing is actually really good for me, and my little autistic brain just loves that. It eats it up. I eat you up. If you want a video of that, let me know. But yeah, I think I can make it work. I think I'm already making it work, but I think we can do bigger, we can do better, we can do more. And I love the sense of community, and I want to foster that. I want to foster that. But how are you? Genuinely, I want to know how you're doing. I like to spill my guts to you, and I genuinely want to know how you guys are, how you're doing, how are you, because you are genuinely very important to me. You are important to you. You're important. You're very important, and you're very important to me, specifically, but just generally, you're very important. But yeah, I'm really hoping to make this this channel more job-like. Not that I'm going to commit 9 to 5 or anything like that, but just be like, this is what I do. This is my job. I am a YouTuber. This is me. I am a YouTuber. So I'm going to try and commit at least a couple of hours most days, just to YouTube, not necessarily to filming and editing, but also to researching and keywords and just building that sense of being a YouTuber, because I do these things but I don't do it consistently. I started a Google Doc and everything. I've got 25 video ideas there, but I am going to take requests and add to that list, because I want to make content that you want to watch, but I also want to make content that I want to make, like this. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go now so that I can edit and upload this. Upload. I'm hoping to edit this on my phone while I'm waiting in the car, because what a great utilization of time. So I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Feel free to comment how you doing, what's going on with you, what you want me to talk about, but it's really good to just check in and chat with you. Alright, I hope you're having a really good day or night, and that you sleep well. Sleep well. Good night. Sleep well. Good night. Sleep well. Good night. Sleep well. How do you turn this